Smart CEOs, smart boards are pondering this question intently these days. How do you maintain company culture while working virtually? Today on Zippy Point.
Quick Zips by Zippy Point.
Quick and dirty. I'm Brock Romanek and I'm a big fan of use. So I've spent some time reading articles online about what to do with a virtual workforce. 8 ways to improve company culture for your virtual work environment. There's a billion of these articles. After all, this isn't a new issue for many companies. Many companies have had some aspects of a remote workplace as part of their company culture for years and years. But some companies haven't, and even those that did not have the magnitude of what we have now during the pandemic, where virtually the entire workforce is working from home. These articles all have fine ideas: encourage socialization, host virtual team building events, get to know people personally, communicate your culture goals, push those out, and the most obvious one, hiring the right people. But for me, those are all a drop in the bucket. I think if a company is thinking of maintaining a virtual work environment beyond the pandemic, they have to refine their core values, rethink their culture, and involve their existing employee base while they do that. Get employee feedback on what that might look like, what the end result might be. Some people love working from home, some don't. I've worked from home for 2 decades now, and I've probably hired about a dozen people over the years. And I would say about half of those found out for themselves that they didn't like it. They wanted to go into a workplace. So this is a real issue. I'm going to raise 2 other issues. One is the training of young people. It can't all be done in a day or a week. It takes years. It's important for the more experienced people in a company to be accessible to answer those small questions, for the young people to learn by observing, by being able to commune with their peers or their near peers, to ask the questions that they can't ask the bosses. That stuff just can't be done online, not easily. Then there's the issue of repairing a relationship after someone rubs someone the wrong way. I've experienced this quite a bit. In the in-person workforce, the repair happens fast, perhaps, or maybe it's slow, but it often happens because there's going to be some more face-to-face communications, and eventually things do heal over time with the aid of these interactions. These interactions are not direct, they're non-confrontational interactions, and things just naturally shift. But virtually, issues can linger for years and years, and they become permanent. There's no real opportunity to heal in a social setting unless there's a direct confrontation, a direct conversation about whatever provoked the incident in the first place. And most of us simply don't have the tools, the motivation to go there if we don't have to. That's reality, and it's a real issue, and it's a big one. So moving to a mostly virtual workforce is quite a big decision and something you have to consider over time, not make any rash and fast decisions just because you want to cut down your overhead, get rid of your leases, get rid of your properties, get rid of all that material stuff. So you want to really consider a lot of factors before making this huge change without gauging what it might do to employee morale, what shifts it might make to your employee base, what things you might not be able to see around the corner. You might need to be nimble and take a step back if you take a big leap forward and you find out it's not really working for your company. And then after all this analysis, you may find that moving to a complete or even a partial virtual work environment won't work for you, might not work for your company. That's just the way it is. Anyways, let me know what you think.